Can we still recognize the positive aspect of our spouse in those moments? Even though when you are angry, when people begin to talk bad about your spouse or the one that you once loved, could you still remember how she spent night and day to take care of you when you are sick? Could we still remember how he or she are so faithful when we are in hardship? Could we still see, even though he or she was obnoxious, but cute still? Amen? Maybe rough, but there are some good sides of that person. They treat the in-laws very well, maybe greedy, but really hardworking. Maybe it's a mistake, but because they were being deceived, talkative, but have a very kind heart. And I think this is very, very important for us to recognize. You see, if you have a spouse who are very able, good in speech, just like my wife, she's very logical and she could argue. And many times you know that we have opposite view. And this is one of the reasons why that our professor, when they heard that we are going to get married, they laughed. They said, is it possible? You know why they said like that? When we was in school, every time the professor want the class to be more active and just get the people away from the sleepiness, immediately then we give the topic for debate. What happened? My wife always on the other side and I'm always on the other side. We are always on the opposite. We never have many things in agreement when we come to arguments. And that's why our professor was very surprised when we said that we are going to get married. Even so, you see that I learned one thing, that when we argue at home, I look at her and I see she's still very cute. You look at the way that she's talking, oh, her mouth just open, but it's cute. Could you recognize that one? Maybe sometimes she just pour out her heart because she has so many pains, she has so many pressure. And do we realize that we need to let her, to release her burden, her pressure, and after that everything will be fine. But many times we don't look from that way. When you argue, I'm going to argue, I'm going to fight. So I would like to encourage you today that there would be a lot of cost